All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about it. It's been 5 days, basically a work week for most people, 5 days with the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Now this is my porcelain model. Obviously here's my Pixel 9 in the winter green. I'll be following up on that as well because I'm at about 72 hours with this one, and I really got to talk about this device with you. But for right now, I've released some videos talking about, comparing this to other phones and just talking about it in general. And it's time to actually talk about it now that I've just been using it for 5 days straight. I'm trying to prepare because by the time my Pixel Fold gets here, I'll have this device for about a week and a half, 2 weeks or so. So we're going to see how this works out. And I really like this device, but there's some things about it that I think you're probably you already know where this video is going, but because remember, I wasn't planning on getting this device. But I do want to talk about it. I actually really enjoy it. So now I posted a video recently comparing it to the Pixel 8 Pro, and I kind of talked about if you should update or not. Is it worth your time, your money? You guys have been giving some good feedback on why you would not do it or why you would do it, and I definitely can respect that. But I personally feel like if you have the 8 Pro, you really don't need to switch to this. And I said that in the other video because it's kind of just a hardware upgrade. Hardware meaning battery, and things like that as well. I didn't talk about that in the other video, but speaking of battery, let's just go straight to it. This clearly gets better battery than the other Pixels. That's just what it is. It gets better battery than the Pixel 8 Pro, but not by much for me, that is, because battery life depends on the user. But apparently a lot of people now have gotten better battery life from the 8 Pro to the 9 Pro. You guys are really liking it, and I like that for you. For me though, I'm getting about an additional 12 hours or so, 6 to 12 hours difference. Let's lean more towards 6. That's a little bit more realistic. This device definitely is good on battery. It is a solid performer on battery because it has that 5070 or whatever the milliamps are, basically a 5000 milliamp hour battery inside, and it's a win. It's just a win. It's always good to have a big battery inside of a device and get as much time out of it as you can. Now, I just recently took it off the charger before start recording here. It's been off the charger for maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. But typically screen on time, since that's not right. I don't know why it says 5 minutes, because I definitely have had this off the charger for about an hour or so. But I don't know. But nonetheless, wait, no, okay, here we go. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes. Oh, that's the screen on time. Okay, got it. I was about to say. So it's been off the charger since 7:03 and it's 7:30. Okay, there we go. I was like, man, I didn't just take that off. I know. Give me some slack. I'm my age, okay? I've been doing this for a long time. I can't get everything right. So it's been off the charger for about a half an hour, I should say. And it still hasn't moved from 100. As you can see there, it's still on 100, which is actually good for Android phones because some Android phones just start to deplete battery life once you take it off the charger. That's just what it is. Now, one switch that I have made is I turned the display up to Quad HD. Now, take a look here. When I first did the first battery test and I got all that battery time, it wasn't at full resolution. Disclosure, it was on high resolution. That's what it was on. It wasn't on full. So for the first 2 days, this was not on full resolution. That is my truth. It was on the 1080p basically, or 10008 2244 high resolution, which why you would want to run it there, I don't know. But I do know if you want to save battery, that's why you're going to run it there. But I'm not in the market to just try to save battery all the time. I want to watch a 4K video or watch a 1440p video, and I want it to be as crisp as possible without stuttering or upscaling it all. So with that said, battery life has now shifted. As you can see in the last 72 hours of use, it's now down to more like a day for me. A day for me. Now remember, again, battery life is on the user, not on me, not on you. We're all different. Battery life is on the user. And my use case scenario went from almost 2 days with it being on the full display setting, and switching over to the not being on the full high resolution display. I was getting almost 2 days and getting tons of screen on time out of it. But now that in the last 72 hours, I've switched over to full resolution, and this is what it looks like now. I'm getting about a day. And this is what I got on the Pixel 8 Pro, about a day. And that is okay with me because I know that I can go through a full 24 hours without charging this device. That's a huge plus. So while battery life isn't stellar to me with that 5,000 milliamp hour battery inside, it's good. It's good. And so make sure when you're chiming in, you're realizing that we are all different. We all have different use case scenarios. And let me turn on Do Not Disturb, because I got a feeling I'm gonna get a phone call in the middle of this video, and I know it's gonna be. We all have different use case scenarios, and we all have to remember we are all different kinds of users. I had someone ask me, well, how are you getting so much on your Galaxy Watch? I'm like, well, we're different people. You're only getting less than a day, and I'm getting several days out of this thing. I don't know how a person is not getting several days, but I'm getting several days. I get at least 2.5 days out of my Galaxy Watch, side note. Now, the Pixel Pro XL here is a beautiful device on battery, just still not to my standards for what this phone cost and how it's put together. I would like I would like to have it on full resolution and get 2 days at least. Come on. I mean, even though this phone, I didn't pay the price of this phone, I just did a trade-in, and pretty much they gave me back 200 bucks, you know, to get this device. This is incredible. Still, there's some of you guys out there who didn't have any trade-ins, who couldn't hustle up and get anything, and you had to buy this. You had to buy it on your carrier. You had to pay for it outright. You had to, or your trade-in wasn't the full price of the phone. Whatever it is, some of you guys came out of pocket for this phone, and you're gonna want some battery life out of it. Now, whether you change yours to full resolution or not, that's on you. Personally, I do. I don't want to upscale quality on the videos if I don't have to. And if you're paying this kind of money, you know, I want to see everything, and it's crystal clear as I can see it. So with that said, the battery life is really good. It is really good enough for me. You're probably saying, I thought you sound like you don't like it. No, I like it. It's very nice. Now, I don't like it more than this device. The battery life on this thing is killer. Just wait until you see. But yeah, so the battery life on here is good. Not great, good. Tell me how your battery life is. Now, when it comes to the hardware itself, wow, this is so beautiful. This is a beautiful piece of hardware. I got to clean my glasses. This is a beautiful piece of hardware. And I don't think many people will dislike this new change, because this is a new change from the 8 Pro. You know, the design elements have definitely changed, and that's a good thing. I'm glad that they've changed. It's a good thing that the design elements have changed, because it means that Google's doing something, and they're at least trying with the hardware. This is a beautiful design. It's very uniformed. I really like it. Now, you saw me open up my fingerprint reader. Now, in the interim of that, now look at my facial recognition as well. You can see it's just open already. But I don't have a tempered glass on here anymore, and I didn't do a video on my tempered glass in my original case that I bought, which was, excuse me, a clear case. I got a clear case and tempered glass combination on Amazon. I bought it because I wanted to try to protect this. I really didn't want the clear case, but I was like, I'm just gonna get the clear case combo. It only came with one screen protector, and the screen protector was trash. The fingerprint reader would not read, and I was kind of talking about this in my group. The fingerprint reader, that's the way it would be for me with the fingerprint reader. It wouldn't. I would have to do it, and I would have to press it a long way. But now, there's a fluke every now and then. But overall, this is a fast fingerprint reader because it is an ultrasonic fingerprint reader. And that is just what it is, folks. This is a beautiful, beautifully fast fingerprint reader. It's ridiculous. That's good. Good on Google for that one. Fingerprint reader is nice. Nice upgrade to the hardware going to ultrasonic. I really think that's a plus. I don't think And also the facial recognition. Some people were asking, does it even have facial recognition? Yeah, it does. The facial recognition is really fast. As you can see there, it's set to just so I can slide it open. It unlocks really fast. Not as secure as the fingerprint reader, obviously, but still really fast. I mean, that's fast. That's really fast. Yeah. I like, and that was the facial recognition. I told you I'd get one. Hold on, folks. Now, if ever you were thinking about the screen itself, let's load up something here. Let's load up a video. Shout out to Easy. I'll be going into his stream here in a little bit. Let's go to my other channel here, and let's just go into here. Back to another video with your man Jay. So today's video is on the Tesla Model S. Now, I'm coming up on 1,000 miles with this car, and I wanted to go ahead and share some of my thoughts and experience with it versus driving my Model Y dual motor. So this is in fact, this screen is super beautiful, very nice. And I want to clarify something here real quick. Some of you guys said, well, why don't you have the brightness all the way up on the Samsung? I don't know how that went over some people's head, but it did. I didn't turn the Samsung screen all the way up for brightness because it's way better than this Pixel screen. That's why. So I put the Pixel at its highest point, giving the advantage to the Samsung, but the Samsung still looks better, in my opinion, as far as brightness goes. But the Pixel has very nice tones. So it's a catch-22. I don't know how a lot of people didn't understand that, but if I turn the brightness way up on the Samsung, it blows it out so much over video, it's pointless. You'll never get the gist of it. So with the Google Pixel, this device is at 100%. This is more like 40% brightness on a Samsung device that I have. So it just goes to show Samsung's phones are extremely bright. And this one does have the peak brightness, but you need to be outside in direct sunlight. You can't get that inside. You just can't get it because it's just not bright enough in here. The sun is the way you get this to kick in with the full brightness, and I have done it before. Yes, it's beautiful outside, but it's still not as bright as and vivid as Samsung displays. That's what that's about. Now, with that being said, this is more than enough display for the average person, the techie, all of us. This is more than enough display, meaning it is beautiful. Simply put, no one's going to be holding phones next to each other. Like regular consumers don't hold phones next to each other and compare the nits. They just use what they have. And if you have this phone, you're going to say, Jay, this thing is beautiful. I don't know what you're talking about. I agree. It's freaking beautiful. It's freaking beautiful. Period. That's it. It's a hot display. Crystal clear. It's just not bright enough indoors, as I said in the other video. You won't catch that real peak brightness unless you're in direct sunlight. Yeah. So, and this, so funny, this video is recorded on this phone. I posted this video and recorded it with the Pixel 9 Pro, and I'll go ahead and show you. Let's go into my photos here. It should still be in here. Right there. There it is. So today's video is on the Tesla Model. Yeah, there it is. You can see there. Recorded in 4K on the 25th. So I don't feel the need to turn up the brightness on Samsung displays, but I do feel the need to turn it up on Pixel displays when I'm indoors. That's just what it is. I really like these displays. Indoors, I just don't think they're as bright as they could be. Outdoors, they're super bright, really bright, which is a positive thing. So if you're considering this phone based on the display, you are gonna be completely satisfied, I would assume, because I'm showing you this over video, but in person, you're gonna say, man, that phone is beautiful. This is a beautiful display. A big 6.8-inch display just doesn't get any better than this. It's what it is. Now, displays and cameras I just got done talking about. Yeah, this one is good. These cameras are what you think they are. They shine when they're supposed to shine. They take great photos in low light, everything. I'm gonna take a photo right now. Hold on. Get my Marshall real quick. Right here. processing time on the Pixel is still kind of slow. Like, see how it's processing? It's weird, but this is a high res photo. As you can see there, it says high res right there in the top corner. You see that it says high res, which means you can print this and look at oh my God, Google, look at the detail, yo. Look at this freaking detail. This is nuts. This is just insane. This is why I tell you, leave your camera settings on the 50 megapixel shot. If I didn't tell you, look, you have to go into settings and you go over here and make sure on the pro mode, make sure it's set to 50 megapixels, folks. Make sure it's set to 50. I mean, you can get some killer shots. Like, that was just me with one-time zoom. I'm gonna go ahead and do let me put this right here and take a picture of something like this here. I'm gonna go do a 5-time zoom with the moonrise on the back of this case. Yeah, processing times are not that good, but look at this quality, folks. And then when you zoom, it is not blurry. It's ridiculous, man. Okay, it's blurry right there because that's the portrait area there, but look at this right here. That's nuts, man. That is nuts. That is just nuts. Their camera quality is on point. Google has mastered the art of taking photos. Folks, leave your photos on the pro settings at 50 megapixels and you can get some killer shots. I'm just going to zoom in right here on my Pixel 9. And you know, even though the processing times are slow like this, it's a high res photo. But I mean, come on, I know it's doing that because of the 50 megapixels. So here's what I'll do. Clean my camera lens. This is another high res photo, right? Look at this freaking detail. I'm gonna turn off my Pro and put it back to this one, and then take the same photos. I'll just do this one real quick. And it takes it instantly. It's instant. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and take the same photo. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in 5 on this one right here. Photos are instant. That's just how it is. I accidentally took a photo right here. The photos are instant. Let me go ahead and take this photo I took earlier. If you turn off the 50, it takes it instantly. And you'll see how quickly it processed it. And the detail is still there, but just not like with the 50 megapixel. Like, if you look at this 50 megapixel joint right here, look at that. I'm still zooming. That's nuts, man. That is some serious detail. That is just crazy. This is the high res and this is the low res. The low, well, not low res per se, but this one has more of the green color, and this one you need to fix it in post. It looks more white in this photo. But the point of the matter is, the facts are that this phone takes killer photos. Period, man. This is a hit. This thing takes really good photos, man. I kid you not. Camera game is on point. Video, okay, video is good. Really strong. HDR content on this thing though, all right, Google, I'll finally give you some more love. HDR content is on point. It is really strong. Let me show you a video that I did in HDR. Let me see here. Go to my videos. I shot the video of I shot this video with this phone in HDR. And you can see here, look, it's HDR. This video of the Rinky case was done by this phone in HDR. That's beautiful. Just a beautiful, it's probably hard to see over video, but this is a beautiful, beautiful phone for HDR. And I'm really happy that Google finally got it right with their HDR content and just got their video game on point. Their video quality is really good. And I shot that video with this phone of the cases for this phone. in HDR. The video I did with this phone of this phone's cases, I didn't do it in HDR. I forgot to turn it on, but I did do it with the 9, and that's why I said the 9 has killer quality, folks. It is getting to the point where Google they're going to be able to have so many boxes checked. The last box I think they'll need to check is price. They'll eventually get rid of the 128 gig storage option. They'll eventually get a folding slab phone like this here. They'll eventually do it, and the only thing they'll have to check at some point probably is price. Yeah. So I gotta tell you folks, you know, the performance on here, the battery life, the screen, the speakers could be a little better. They're good. They're not like mind-blowing. Somebody asked, do they sound as good as the S24 Ultra? Nah, they don't. But I don't even think they sound as good as the iPhone 15 Pro here or the 15 Pro Max. But still, they are better than most phones. That's just the thing. So you've got a situation going on here where this phone is definitely good enough, and it is reasonably priced when you get into the higher memory options. When you get into the 512, okay, you start to really get, I feel like, okay, those are reasonably priced because I'm comparing them to other 512 gig phones in the United States, and some of them can be very pricey. So I say the design is hitting, the battery is good, the overall hardware is very solid, hitting real nice. Screen is absolutely beautiful. Just needs to be a tad brighter indoors for my liking. Overall functions of the software, I mean, when we're talking about stock Android, we're talking about 16 gigs of RAM. There's no reason why you should have slowdowns and lag in this device. I heard somebody, I almost said clown, but I'm not going to say clown. I heard somebody talking about this phone was laggy, so they had to return it. Just say you bought it just for a second and you wanted to try it and you're just returning it. This phone has, I don't know of any lag on phones like this, and I don't know when, man. The Pixel devices haven't lagged since the Pixel 3 for me, I would say, or the Pixel 2. I don't even remember. I mean, you got to be really doing something to feel like this phone's lagging. They literally said the Pixel 9 Pro XL was lagging, so they had to send it back, and that Samsung software is the best. Okay, that's the real thing. You're just so loyal to Samsung, you can't see past the front of your own nose. This phone does not lag for me. There is no lag, and I've only seen one person report lag and saying I'm gonna return it because this lagging. I saw another person say they're returning because the battery life wasn't to their liking. That one I kind of believe, because again, battery life is on you. So you might have to check your resources to make sure you're doing everything right by your battery on your phone, optimize it better. But I do get it. A 5,000 milliamp hour battery should be able to bang out at least a day and a half. I understand that one. But the lag conversation, come on, man. And as far as the lag on the cameras, well, I'm taking 50 megapixel shots. So I'm not going to say it's lag, it's processing time. It still takes some time to process, and I think that comes down to the G4 Tensor chip. That's what I think. I think if they can rectify that and get that, and another thing I want to talk about that I don't talk about because it's not happening, heating. I'm not having any heating problems, folks. If I have an issue, there's people out there that are asking me, why aren't you talking about the heating issue? Does it heat up like the 8? Listen, there's no heating of this device, man. I put out a video gaming with it. I don't even game, but I put out a video gaming with it. One of my favorite phones, games to game on a phone. Striker Force. I like that because I did it in real life. It's hot. It's a nice game that'll pull resources. It'll work the processor. It'll work the RAM. It'll work the frames rate on this phone, and it did a phenomenal job, simply put. So there's no heating issues. So get off of that. If you're having heating issues with this phone, hey, I guess you're having heating issues. I'm not going to tell you you're not having heating issues, but if you are, just reconsider how you have your phone configured and try to find out what's eating up your resources to keep the phone running so hot. That's what I would tell you. Meaning, check the apps that are running in the background. Check it. So other than that, man, I mean, like, you got a beautiful screen. Speakers are decent. It's a full-fledged Android flagship, if you want to use that terminology still. And I mean, the cameras are on point. It's just a hot phone. I just said they just need to check that price, and they need to check that 128 gig storage option. That's just not a thing anymore. So we are 5 days in, a full work week done with this bad boy. And I'm just going to continue to use it. I like it a lot alongside this phone right here. Here are my current daily drivers, if you are wondering. This will be changing out. We got the Apple event coming up, so I'll be picking up the Apple event. I'll pick up the new iPhone 16 Pro more than likely. You've got the Pixel Fold 9 Pro, whatever. It's going to replace this as my daily driver. I'm just temporarily using this as my daily driver. Maybe I should do a giveaway or something like that. This, though, is here to stay because I really like the size of this phone right here. And this phone, folks, is fire, man. Do not sleep on the 9, man. I'm telling you, I can't wait to follow up with this phone on you because I've been enjoying this. Battery life is killer. Killer. And then the last one for me to grab is the Pixel 9 Pro. I'm going to try to get that on release date because my order just says October 28th or something like that. So I'm going to try to walk into Best Buy and buy me a Hazel 256 gig. And if I can do it, I'll do it on September 4th. But if I can't, because that's when I'm supposed to get my Pixel Fold. That's when the Pixel Fold releases, the 4th of September. And that's when the 9 Pro releases. But I will try my hardest to get the Pixel 9 Pro and bring it in. I really don't know if I should because I'm going to have the Fold. And the Fold has a 6.3-inch display just like this one. And they all, you see what I'm saying? Let me know what you think I should do. You think I should just go ahead and get the 9 Pro? Like, for real, be for real. Because, you know, I don't mind paying for it. Whatever, it's cool. I got some Best Buy gift cards too, so I'm not going to be paying full cost. But I will run in there and get a 256 gig Hazel if I can get whatever they have in stock. I guess I'll just grab it if I decide to get it. But let me know what you think. Is it even worth reviewing the 9 Pro if I have the 9 Pro XL, the Pixel Fold 9 Pro, and the Pixel 9? Yeah, you let me know. Anyway, it's your man Jay. 5 work days later, I mean, this Pixel 9 Pro XL is really solid. How are you liking yours? Let's talk about it in the comment section. Take care.